Hello everyone. Today we are going to see about the marriage reforms, the Hindu marriage reforms, and its various perceptions in so far history. Okay, let's discuss. First of all, we introduced Hindu Marriage Act 1967, that is Tamil Nadu Amendment Act 1967, which gives Suyamaryada marriage as a legal rights to women. And if you think about this journey, and it is very interesting and also gives very backward of that time of thinking. Let's discuss. So what is before going into the topic, let's discuss about what is Suyamaryada Thirumanam. Suyamaryada Thirumanam means that is called that is in Tamil. In English, self-respect marriage. It means it against Manusmriti, it's against priest, and it against Brahmanical domination. It's like without any ritual marriage, and there was no thali which was tied around the neck of a woman, and it was supported and recognized by the elder people and relation. That's enough for having marriage. That is called Hindu marriage, that is Suyamaryada marriage. But what happened means, this kind of marriage which is not supported by the Madras High Court in 1953, and even it is illegal because it is not come under the Hindu code bill. So they called it as illegal. Even the women and men who married under this act cannot, under this Suyamaryada marriage or self respect marriage, is not called married, and their conjugal rights cannot be given. And this was the biggest struggle for the Dravidian movement, and also the Suyamaryada marriage, etc. And even the self-respect movement and Dravidian movement also, it's called the customary and traditional Hindu marriages, mainly the Brahmanical ones. It is mainly the Brahmanical ones, they dominating. They are earning money from this act, and also they are dominating their level of rituals in others life, uphold the caste supremacy, and they are upholding the caste supremacy, and also putting more pressure on patriarchal rights of men. That is called self-respect movement, and also that's why we are going move on to the Suyamaryada marriage. So this was not considered by the government, and but after later that government claimed that in 1967 Suyamaryada Thirumanam was legalized, and the Rajati Chellaya marriage, and also Chidambaram Chettiar, Deivanai Achi, their marriage was legalized by the Madras High Court. And finally, the conclusions came. So, but this struggle is very large. So we can consider that in Dravidian movement in Madras Presidency, their struggle for legalizing the Suyamaryada marriage is very lot. So we can say that in 1944 there was a Hindu code bill was drafted, according to the B.N. Rao committee. He recommended various things, but Kunjidam Guruswamy of self-respect movement, uh, and he explained that a Hindu code bill not recognizing self-respect marriage, that is Suyamaryada marriage, because it doesn't contain any ritualistic perspective. So that's why it's not considered as self-respect legal rights under the Hindu code bill. Even though they are Hindus, but they are against Brahmanical rights and ritualistics. That is what Kunjidam Guruswamy is from the self-respect movement. He argued on those aspects. But B.N. Rao committee, which is acknowledge the demands of self-respect and non-religious marriages like Suyamaryada marriages, and they legalized Veera Saiva, Brahma Samaj, and Arya Samaj, and Prarthana Sama marriages, not a Hindu Marriage Act. So not Suyamaryada marriage. And it amendment was came at 1955, and the reformed marriages, not the unreligious marriages. They called Suyamaryada marriage is an unreligious one. And for giving rights to Swayamaryada marriage, they instilled an act called Special Marriage Act 1954. Under this act, this Swayamaryada marriage are recognized. But still, under this Swayamaryada Marriage Act, sorry, that Special Marriage Act 1954, still there is no property rights for women. That is very very wrong. Actually, this which means separation from the Hindu joint family and denial of rights over ancestral property. So there is a separation of Hindu family, and also rights over ancestral property is also curtailed down. That is the problem with the Special Marriage Act 1954. At the time of 1954, the Suyamaryada marriage only recognized as a Special Marriage Act 1954. In 1953, the Madras government decided to introduce the Hindu Non-Conformist Marriage Registration Bill 1954, and also taken consideration of rejected by the same government on the ground that Special Marriage Act already covered this thing, and we cannot give separate act for this one, this kind of marriage. So we cannot give like that. It was grounded. It was rejected by the central government. And also Annamalai of the Dravida Muneta Kalakam introduced the Madras Suyamaryada marriage validation bill, and this act also was not supported by the government. And that's what the problem, and its continuous struggle of DMK. After that, the Hindu Marriage Tamil Nadu Amendment Act 1967. This act, other than validating all non-religious Hindu marriage, questioned the Brahmanical interpretation of Hindu marriage. It also questioned why the Brahmanical interpretation is needed, why others is not called Hindus. Everyone is a Hindus. Anyone can interpret it. Why the Brahmanical interpretation is must for Hindu marriage? That is the question which was asked by the that time at this bill. In 2017 itself, the Union Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, which was rewarding and avoiding the intercaste couples, refused to recognize the Section 7 of Section 7, and rejected the application from Tamil Nadu on the grounds that this marriage were not registered under the Hindu Marriage Act 1955. Even intercaste marriage, that is not recognized by the Union Ministry in 2017. That is the biggest problem, because why intercaste marriage is not supported by the government? That is was question. But here comes the court, Madras High Court, and Madras High Court gave the intercaste marriage. It's also the marriage under the Hindu, so we should consider under the Hindu Marriage Act. That is what the legislation is done. While considering all other courts in India, the Madras courts are really the better one, because it has lot of radical judgment and radical perspective of women rights and intercaste marriage, and also Brahmanical interpretations of various ritualistic perspective. Everything was discussed, and it gave a radical judgment for this. Because of the Madras, the city which Madras and Chennai, not only Tamil Nadu, they also include Andhra and also Kerala, and these states always have struggled for social reforms. So the Madras High Court all reformed as per the needs of the people and local people. That is why it gives a different type of the reformistic and radical judgment, while countering such kind of against this reforms in India. So that's what today's discussion, and today we are concluding here. And today we have discussed everything about the marriage and Dravidian movement struggle on marriage and how it was changed so far. And today we are concluding here. And thank you for watching my video. Thank you so much. Bye.